Hello, everyone, and welcome to Star Wars Alliance podcast. On this podcast, we have a new episode review for Star Wars Rebels Season 2, and this episode is called what, Patrick?
Shroud of Darkness.
So, for me, this episode was mind blowing. Just mind blowing. We got to see Master Yoda, the return of the Inquisitor, who is in season 1, and we found out a really cool secret from the Inquisitors, actually. A wee hint from the Clone Wars series that all Jedi Temple guards were Inquisitors. Now,
Much more.
that was a big reveal to all of us who are Star Wars fans. We did not know what the Inquisitors actually looked like as temple guards because they actually never, turned off their mask or put their mask off. So anyway, let's get into our review.
Yes, let's get into our review of this great episode. And I can't
Yep,
disagree with you on those Temple Guard things, but we'll get to that later.
later.
So,
So sorry, would you want to explain the first scene?
no, you do it, my man.
All right, so in the first scene, we got the Inquisitors fighting Ezra and Kanan. Now, this scene was really funny. It had a good humor in it for a lightsaber battle in Star Wars Rebels. This is probably the second to best lightsaber scene we ever got, apart from the Darth Vader one and the premiere, which was probably the best one out of all of them. And I liked a bit how Kanan goes, "I don't go for crazy. I only go for brains," which was
No,
kind
no.
of funny.
I don't go for crazy. And then second, the second sister, right? Or no,
Yep,
sixth sister.
the seventh.
Seventh or six?
Yep, I think it's seventh.
I think it's six. But basically, she goes for no. I go for brains. That's what she says.
All right.
Yes. And after
So,
that,
sorry, you go on.
okay, I'll go on. So basically, they get into their fight. Ezra calls creatures and they leap off. And then the Inquisitors, of course, are a little bit bummed, but they track our heroes, and our heroes were on this planet trying to look for a base.
A rebel base, yes. Now they were unsuccessful because in the previous episode or other episodes before, Ezra does something stupid, revealed the base, what they're going to.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Now, here's a good question. Do you think that Chopper has a tracking device on him?
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because the Inquisitors seem to follow them everywhere.
Have you always
Wow.
noticed that Chopper is right with them?
Yes, I mean, maybe they did place a tracking device on previous episodes, which we never noticed. Or maybe Chopper's a traitor.
No, Chopper's not a traitor. I just think maybe the Inquisitors might have put in a tracking device into Chopper. Maybe could
Maybe.
be, could maybe. But basically, though, after this scene, though, we get a beautiful, well done scene with Ezra and Ahsoka, with looking at the training video done by
Um,
Anakin Skywalker.
yes, now this scene was just amazing. Now, the reason why I like the scene because we have never seen him in his training outfit before in the Clone Wars. Now, I'm reckoning this is probably set like in maybe halfway through the Clone Wars or like just the beginning after Ahsoka and Anakin all returned to like Jabba the Hutt. Like after, during the Clone Wars movie, how they return to Sun and Ahsoka gets trained by Anakin at the Jedi Temple.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Maybe?
here's something I have to say. This what interests me here. Sorry if we don't have a good picture up here, but here's what's interesting to me about what she says here in the scene. She says the last time she saw her master was when he went to save the Chancellor.
Chancellor, yeah.
So I'm wondering, what the heck was that scene? What the heck were they doing? It's like it's such a interesting thing. It's like, what happened? What did Anakin say to Ahsoka now? Because now we don't know for sure what their last meeting was.
Now,
Because we all thought it was the end of season 5.
when Anakin runs to Ahsoka during, when she's leaving.
Yeah, but the last meeting they had was before Anakin turned to the dark side, type of thing, with Chancellor Palpatine. That is very interesting, and I like to
Yeah,
know that storyline.
I'm hoping that we're getting like a deleted scene during the DVD of release of Star Wars Rebels Season 2.
We won't get that, but we will maybe get a book, or maybe there might be a Star Wars Rebels episode that might cover it.
Maybe in Season 3.
Ooh, or
So,
maybe in the
yeah.
last 2 episodes.
So, yeah.
So now, basically, is after that beautiful scene was done, they go and try to get the help from Master Yoda by going to the
And
Jedi
will
Temple
fall,
on the fall. Okay?
as we last saw in The Path of the Jedi, I
Yeah.
believe it was.
Yes, I think you're right. No. We saw the fall with okay, we saw the Jedi Temple last on Path of the Jedi, but we have seen the fall in season 2.
Yeah.
Basically, though, they go to the Jedi Temple to try and seek help from Master Yoda. They all meditate to try to connect to the Force to talk to Yoda.
And
And
the first thing what Kanan sees is like a white door. And when he goes into the white door, he managed to find a Jedi temple, a dojo.
yep.
Now, this is probably the hell of the best fight we ever see with the Jedi Temple guards. I really want to know how he managed to survive Order 66.
Well, here's the thing. I kind of want to wait to talk about it, but we could talk about it now. Now, these Jedi Temple guards, do we know if they're real or if they're fake? Like, okay, we know that the Jedi Temple guards were real, but what I'm trying to say is the visions or this thing that Kanan had, the trial he had to let
Yeah.
go of his apprentice, to stop protecting him, to basically, what I'm trying to say, his trial, not fighting, just accepting or just
Yeah.
doing the best you can. Now, the thing is, though, do we know for sure if this is like real? Like, are these people actually from the living force? Or are they just a trial so then Kanan to learn something?
Now, I'm reckoning it's just going to be like a trial so that, Kanan can probably let go of his apprentice, like what Obi-Wan had to go through when he, let Anakin teach Ahsoka.
Well, the main thing with the hero's journey, I always go back to this because this is true. The master always goes, or the master
Yeah.
always has to let go of their apprentice. That's it. That's how it is with the hero's journey. You got that with Luke with Obi-Wan. You got that with Obi-Wan with Qui-Gon Jinn. Spoiler, you got that with Rey and Han Solo, maybe.
Yeah.
You got that with almost every hero apprentice type relation
Master. Yeah.
in the hero's journey formula. So with this one, it makes sense that Kanan will. Well, no, actually, it doesn't make sense in that way, but it frips it a bit. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It frips it a bit. Except for Ezra letting go of Kanan, it looks like Kanan's letting go of Ezra. So that's like kind of a flip on the hero's journey of the
Now,
apprentice.
do you reckon that Ezra will kill Kanan?
Oh, now that's gonna be a maybe. I do feel like that in this episode they definitely taught her or um juggled whether or not if Ezra's gonna go to the dark side. And it's
Mm.
very interesting. I feel like Ezra might go to the dark side. He might. go to the dark side.
Because we don't know what Darth Maul has planned for him.
Yes, but also too, from how this episode's saying, Ezra might go to the dark side, but I don't think he will. Just because in the season 2 trailer that we got, Ezra's holding up a green lightsaber, which could be his new lightsaber, and if that's the case, then I doubt he's going to go to the dark side. But maybe he could. Like I said, we don't know what will happen in season 3, and we don't know if Darth Maul or Old Master will stay alive in season 2 or go on from season 3. You know what I mean? Or it might be a secret friend that Ezra has that he didn't tell Kanan or Ahsoka, you know? So it would be very interesting to see how the Old Master thing plays out and gives us more of a decision, or gives us more of a concrete fact if Ezra is going to go from the light side to the dark side.
Mm-hmm. So what I really liked about this scene afterwards, Kanan gets knighted as a Jedi Knight.
Wait. We'll go to that later. Let's go to that scene later. First, though, let's talk about Yoda with Ezra.
Yeah, so this was a really lovely scene. We see him sitting on the tree at Dagobah. And he's talking to Yoda, saying, "Why can I not fight? Why can I not win? Etc. Is it wrong to me to fight?"
And there was a real good thing too that was pointed out. It's like Ezra was saying, was it wrong for the Jedi to be war heroes? Was it wrong for the Jedi to fight? You know, that's a very good, interesting question, because was it wrong for the Jedi to fight? Was it a bad idea to be part of the Clone Wars? You know, to make Jedi generals, basically. You know, that's a very, very cool thing. I love that they talk about it in here. And also, too, if you notice how their budget restraints get them a bit there, when they do the whole vision thing from the Clone Wars, they just use a clip from the film and just make it look animated. Do you notice that?
Yep, which is really cool.
That's cool. I actually really did dig that, but you can tell their animation budget restraints a bit. But still cool though. Now, let's talk about Yoda here for a second. I'm happy Frank Oz did Yoda again. Sounds great.
Same here.
But he did mess up on some words. But oh well. But let's talk about the look though of Yoda in Rebels. For me, I actually like it. What throws it off, in my opinion, is I feel like the face is just one little bit too narrow, it's not wide enough, I feel like. And also two, the hair on his head could have been done a lot better. I feel like they could have done a better job with his hair, because that's what's throwing me off as well, is the hair looks too nice and clean and needs to look a little bit more dirty, I think. But other than that, though, I really do like the design of Yoda here from Rebels a bit. What about you?
I would agree with you at the same thing, because a wee bit work could be done on the hair, like what we see Yoda in episode 6.
Yeah.
And episode 5 as well. And I really liked it how Frank Oz returns as Yoda, but he did miss out a couple words a wee bit. But if he does the voice for a very long time, he must have missed up a couple words.
I just think it's his old age, because you can tell a little bit in some of the dialogue that he either lost the Yoda voice a bit, or he just didn't, like when he tried to say what was it, win. When he tried to say win, the first two times when he tried to say it, I feel like he mispronounced that word, and the third time he pronounced it correctly. That's what I'm trying to say, is I just feel like his old age is getting to him a bit. But other than that, though, he still does a great job. No, I'm not going to diss Frank Oz, the man, the power. I'm just going to say what I just want to say. But still, though, the whole thing with Ezra and Yoda, I think, is still a very cool scene. Now, I want to go on to this jam before we go back to Kanan. The scene with
with Anakin
Ahsoka.
as a Force ghost.
I really, really dig this scene here. With this is so far the best scene in Rebels and the best animation I think Rebels has done because we actually got to see crying here. But
Mhm.
Ahsoka is alone, and then after that we get to see Anakin in the background there in his Jedi training outfit because
Yep.
Rebels did not have the budget to do the robes. But basically, though, says, "Why do you leave? Why do you betray me?" You know,
What you disappointed me
yeah. Have you seen what I've become? Type of thing. And you have a problem though. What Anakin said here. Tell me why.
because Anakin would not say that to Ahsoka in his actual form.
But the thing is, though, are we this vision or this thing Ahsoka's having? Um, is it the Force telling her this? And if so, that makes sense. Or is it Darth Vader now reaching out to Ahsoka maybe through Anakin of kind of now like Anakin now when he's in the suit. This could be his thoughts in the suit still, but as Anakin, not as Darth Vader.
I'm reckoning that it's probably Darth Vader connected to Ahsoka.
Which, if that's so, then it makes sense why Anakin would say this to Ahsoka. Of course, I
Hmm.
would have agreed with you that and maybe Anakin will not say this during the Clone War times, but in now when Ahsoka's grow up and what happened to Anakin, what he said makes perfect sense and works. And after we get this scene with Anakin, we get to see him as Darth Vader
Darth
in
Vader.
his
And
suit.
then Ahsoka just turns around and just flips the hell out.
Yeah, and I just look at that tear animation too. You
Mhm.
can feel the emotion behind her sadness, and it's so cool that we learn that she knows the truth. At first, she was kind of denying herself. No, it can't be, But
Mhm.
this confirms Ahsoka that the Sith Lord is Darth. I mean, is Anakin Skywalker. You
Yes.
know. Darth Vader is Anakin, and that's such a painful thing for Ahsoka to find out.
I mean, it'll be a painful thing what Obi-Wan found out in episode 3, how he lost his best friend.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, you have to think about this. The last time she saw Anakin was before all of that stuff happened to him. Before he go and saved Chancellor Palpatine.
Hmm.
So it's like and you don't know what happened to your master all of these years after that, and to find out that he was the one responsible to kill all of the Jedi you knew and loved, Pro Koon, for example, too. I mean, come on, that is definitely heart wrenching, and
Yeah.
it was just such a good scene.
So after that, they all escape the Jedi Temple
Well, not
because
yet.
not
That's
yet, but
Hold on. Hold your horses. Let's get through the good stuff here. There's lots of good stuff in this episode we need to talk
yeah,
about. So now we go back to the Kanan fight, and now you can talk about the
the
scene.
scene. So basically, after when Kanan has, fighted the Jedi Temple guards, he gets knighted as a Jedi Knight, which I thought was really cool. How Kanan has now officially completed his Padawan training and now officially a Jedi Knight.
But basically,
Now,
this was like his great trial.
yeah, like what Anakin had to go through.
Yeah, what almost any Jedi had to go through. Their great trial, their great destiny, the Force tests them type of thing.
Yeah, and then after when Kanan, gets down on the floor or just gets force pushed into a wall, the Jedi Temple Guard reveals himself. And guess who it is? In Grand Inquisitor. Now, tell me what your thoughts on this is, Patrick.
I was actually surprised by this. This came out of left field. Now the thing
Mm.
is, though, is did the Grand Cruiser go to the light side after he died, or is this just Kanan's imagination, or is this what the Force wants Kanan to see? It raises a lot of questions. It's like, is this real? Is this fake? We know the temple guards are not really there. We know that, but the thing is, though, it's like, is the Inquisitor really part of the light side of the Force now, or is it just something that the Force wants everyone to see? But the thing is, though, it can't be just Kanan's own imagination or Kanan's own vision, because even the Inquisitors see the Grand Inquisitor in this. So
Hmm.
it's like, how did the Inquisitor went to the light side so quickly? Or is it like, if the Inquisitors died, they automatically turn good because the Inquisitor was raised up to be just a Sith pawn? It's such a interesting question here of why the Grand Inquisitor is dressed up in one of the Jedi, temple
Temple
guards.
guards, yeah.
It's such a interesting scene, and it's out of left field. It's definitely out of left field. It just gives tons of questions. But that's all I can say about it, though. But what
Same
about
here.
you?
I would agree the same thing because I mean it's possible that the Inquisitors were once Jedi before, like Jedi Temple Guards, and when Palpatine took over, they swore to their allegiance to Palpatine, and Palpatine managed to turn them over to the dark side. But I'm reckoning this that they weren't fully bad in a way.
But the thing is, do you think they will answer this question in season 3 or in the end of season 2 with this? Do you think they will come back to this at all in Star Wars Rebels?
I don't think so, to be honest. The
I think
way
I
I
think they
think,
will.
I mean, it's possible they might. It depends on their budget.
But you don't
So
think, though.
no, I don't think so.
I'm hoping, though, they do come back to this, because you can't just drop a bombshell like this and then say nothing about it, you know? But basically, though, after this scene here, we figure out that the Inquisitors follow them. They're coming into the temple, and now our Jedi friends have to leave. And Yota
Mhm.
says, your enemy has found you, which is a very cool scene. Um, so basically, though, the Grand Inquisitor with the rest of the Jedi Temple Guards decides to distract the Inquisitors, and fight them. Which they didn't really fight them; they just distract them, which shows that they're not real. And of course, our friends escape and leave with Ahsoka looking at Yota for the last time.
Now this was a really cool ending to this episode because um Yoda was like a old friend to Ahsoka,
Yes, yes,
and I imagine if Ezra ever goes to Dagobah,
yeah,
that or Ahsoka ever goes finds out where Master Yoda lives or like where he's hiding, I'm reckoning that they will have a long talk.
yes. And after this scene here, our rebel friends escape. Ezra tells Ahsoka what Yota said to him, and Yota said that Ezra should go to Malachor, and
Which is not a person, it is a place.
it's a special place. You know why it's so special? Because
Why?
Malachor is where Kylo Ren made his lightsaber,
Oh, so I'm reckoning that's where Ezra will find his lightsaber.
which we will find the crossbraid and saber we saw in the
Yeah.
trailer. Yes, so it's very interesting. I can't wait to see Malachor in the last 2 episodes. Do you think we'll see the next one? I don't think so. No, no,
I don't
no.
think so. It'll be
This,
in the last two.
yeah, it will be in the last 2. You're right.
The last two episodes are an hour long.
Oh, both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, I can't wait for this season finale. Oh man, it's gonna be great. But basically, though, after we get that scene with them, we get a very cool last scene here with
With
James Earl
Darth.
Jones, with
Yep.
Darth Vader. And
Now this is probably the best scene.
I love this scene so much.
How it goes, the Emperor will be really pleased with the finding of Jedi
no, it's
Temple.
my master.
Oh yeah, my master will be very pleased you found a Jedi Temple.
Yes. And then after that, it ends with no da, da, da,
Yeah.
da. No, it just goes, very silent, very quietly. Such a great way to end on real good episode. So overall, what will you rate this episode?
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. I'm gonna go one step beyond. I'm gonna give it a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. So far, I feel like this has been the best episode of Rebels besides Path of the Jedi, besides the first episode of season 2, and of course the first episode of season 1. You know, this has been a real good episode. I'm very happy with this episode. I have no problems with it whatsoever. Perfect 10 out of 10.
Now I had no problems with this episode. Yoda was amazing, Kanan was amazing, the Inquisitor returns. I hope we get to find out more about the Jedi Temple Guards and a lot more about Anakin.
Yep. So that will do it with our review. I hope you guys all like our review of the new episode of Star Wars Rebels, and I can't wait for the last 3 episodes. It's going to be fantastic. Stay here, stay tuned. We're going to review these episodes. We're going to have a big shebang, and also too, after we review all the episodes, we'll do our roundup review with our top 5 favorite episodes of Star Wars Rebels. So stick around, and may the Force be with you
Force be
all.
with your ways.